Yeah. So, you know what else is? I reached out to a couple of people I know. I mean, we both know a ton of the same people, but I talked to Patrick Brien, and he's willing to come in and talk with us. So that'll be
Patrick?
Yeah, Patrick.
Right there, Patrick? Is that Patrick?
Oh, geez. Hey! I didn't know you were here already.
Hi, Patrick.
Hey, what's going on? All right, well, we're gonna try. Are you down for this? We're gonna try and do a little interview in the car.
Yeah.
Okay. So to create
Card
space.
view.
Yeah, card view. So pull out, and we're gonna jump in our car, and we'll pull right next to you.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you there.
In just a second.
All right. Yeah.
Meeting up with Patrick Brien.
Yeah, and we're gonna be socially responsible.
Yes.
And do it from our car.
Yay.
All right, let's see.
Here we go.
Hey, well done. Hey there. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, masks on.
Yeah, mask on. I gotta put my mask on.
This is not 6 feet.
All right. Hey, so COVID, right? I mean, what the heck?
Yeah, seriously.
It was AB5, and now it's COVID.
Quite the year, man.
Yeah. So, how are you? How are things going?
I'm doing great.
Yeah?
All things considered, considering the world went to hell.
Hey, I'll meet you at the light. There's a car behind.
Okay.
Go for it.
I'm not sure this is going to
This
work.
may not be practical enough. We will see.
Well,
Okay.
we gotta turn here, I guess.
Well, and we need to ask him some serious questions. But
So-
honestly, darling,
yes.
we're trying our hearts out, and we are.
Let's go see if we can find a dressing room.
Yeah. We'll possibly try. What question are we? I mean, this is probably impossible.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
All right, right here. A stop
You got
sign. A
it.
stop sign.
Okay.
A stop sign.
So as we were saying, I'm not sure if this is gonna work, Patrick.
It's a little bit warm today.
It is very warm today, and I need our windows down, no AC. You know what? Do you mind going back to the theater?
No, that'd be
We
great.
need to scrap this idea. I'll see you in the chorus dressing room.
Cool. I'll see
1,
you
2,
there.
3, boom.
Hi, I'm Jessie,
And my name is Aaron. This was me when I started.
and this is me when I was younger,
We got married on Valentine's Day.
and love our life in the theater.
Look at the cool parents-in-law I got in the deal.
We had dreams of exploring live theater spaces around the world
Talking with great artists and sparking deep conversations.
to bring people together in our experiences of life in art.
And this is our show,
Theater.
Unscripted.
Yeah, this is a lot better than
Yeah.
the car and the seat. No,
I agree.
no.
The
And
California Theater Chorus dressing
yeah,
room.
this is really, really cool. And look at the pictures up top.
Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia, which I've never seen, but I
What?
want to. I know.
And
West Side Story, yeah.
All right.
And
And
so
who's
cool.
that handsome fella
This
right
is the
there?
man of the
Oh,
hour.
my goodness. How have you been?
I've been good, really good, considering the world kind of collapsed, but doing well, all things considered. How about you guys?
We've missed you.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, we've been doing well. We've been keeping busy with, a lot of Zoom readings, which super grateful for.
Right.
I miss the deep digging and the table work and whatever. But I know a lot of people that don't have projects right now, and we're really, really lucky.
Really
We've been
grateful.
asked to do some things, and so it's keeping us on our toes and on a new platform that we're not used to.
It's fun. It's a way to remain engaged with the community.
Absolutely. And do you find that the community is really, they're calling for it as well? They're asking for opportunities to experience art regardless of the confines of the
Yeah, and that's a
movement?
great question, because we're talking about where this has left us as artists. It's who we are, but the audience relies on and it's a part of their lives too. So
Yeah, I mean, as artists, people are always looking for an opportunity to perform. So whether it's via Zoom or on stage, they love it. People have 100% been receptive and said yes. Audiences, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much Zoom fatigue is going on. I would like to think that there's less Zoom fatigue than I think. I think to look at the darker side first.
You? Come on.
Tell us about the dark side.
You're all rainbows.
As evidenced by many of my show choices.
The Pillow Man, it's just
A story
like
about
nighttime,
brothers.
nighttime
Brotherly
story,
love.
right?
It's a family story at heart. So yeah, there's part of me that says, okay, well, how many people are you really going to reach with this? Yeah, but then I get surprised. I know that Arizona Theater Company did something. It was on YouTube for like 2 weeks, and they reached thousands of people. And it was a Zoom performance with 3 actors in different parts of the country.
Wow.
I know last week it did something, it was a new play by a Riverside playwright. We had consistently around 100 viewers
Nice.
that were on the so-called live. We had pre-recorded it, but broadcast. So that's encouraging.
And that was the Robert Merrill work?
Yes.
At the Riverside Community Players, which 100 people is probably approximating what they can hold live, right?
Right.
With an audience.
Yeah, they seat like, I think 195.
Oh, okay. That's more than
But-
I had remembered.
But still,
Yeah, 100.
yeah, when you are doing a live production, almost
Yes.
always you don't fill every seat. Yeah, that's the
Yes.
goal, but
Yeah.
the reality is often not quite what you aspire to.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know, with you specifically, I remember you coming back. I mean, you've been to New York many, many, many times, and I have not. Please, somebody help me. No, I have not. I remember specifically you coming back one time and talking about production out there. I don't know if we should name names or not. Talking about a production that you absolutely loved. It was Immersive. I know Frank Mihelich also experienced that. So it was interesting at that time, thinking about what direction is theater going.
Right.
The trends of acting alone, when you look back decades back in time, the approch to theater.
Right, whether it's site specific.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or immersive
These new
or
trends that are no
ensemble.
longer trends, they're a part of the theatrical fabric that is moving us forward. Now with the events of this year, where do you see theater going? Everything, doors open up, audience again. Where are we headed?
Great times of despair and need usually result in a sea change in the arts. If you look at what happened during the Middle Ages, what grew out of that, the AIDS epidemic, how did theater change as a result? How is theater going to change now? And how are we going to more deeply engage with our audiences? Immersive is certainly a way to look at it. I know I've been part of multiple immersive productions where I've gone in and in some cases really experienced some weird stuff.
I have heard, I remember.
So excited to hear more.
But it's also extremely challenging
Yeah.
to put on an immersive play. And it's not for everybody. There are going to be the audiences that will still be clamoring for the Mamma Mias and the West Side Stories. And when we come back, that's what they're going to want to see. They're not necessarily going to want somebody screaming in their face and grabbing them by the collar and dragging them through a house.
What is the responsibility, especially someone of your position, what is on your shoulders when we do come back? Is there not some responsibility to tackle certain questions? And that brings me to the quote, you've heard me say it over and over, I love it, is comfort the afflicted, afflict the comfortable. What is your responsibility? Or do people just need to be comforted after all this?
Some people will want to be comforted, but those might be the same people that need to be confronted. I think that we all are in a position right now where we have to question who we are, where we've been, and where we're going. The Black Lives Matter movement, the idea of equity, these are things that really have to be addressed. It's our responsibility as artists, because the arts can help to shape and define a society. They can help to shape the identity of a community. And we don't want to go back to status quo. I think that now is the time when we need to really begin exploring opportunities for people of color, both on stage and behind the scenes. Who are the writers that are out there that are currently not being represented? That's something that I've been exploring. It's something that we've done during a reading that we did recently privately, just to see, is this going to address some of the questions? And this is something that also I think a lot of people want to be seen as being on the forefront of it, and that's not necessarily the right way to go either, because then it comes across as being for show.
Right.
Yeah, I recall one company that posted something almost immediately, which said, I think, all of the wrong things in trying to be correct, and it came across as pandering.
And how do we bridge that divide between the comfort and the enjoyment, and still being topical and being innovative and calling ourselves to a higher place on this, I don't know, in this conversation, educating people, because we can't continue to just rely on where we're at, but we also, in that push to move forward, I mean, are we going to lose people? And can we afford to?
In some cases, yes. And in some cases, yes.
I love it.
Yeah, I've always been one, you guys know, where I'm not going to pull any punches in the work. In my approach with actors, I will try to initiate discussion to bring out elements of their performance that they may not have thought of going in. And I want to do the same thing with an audience. I want to confront them with things that they maybe thought that they weren't going to be comfortable with, but have it inspire dialogue. Have them walk away from that experience, possibly having opened a new door for themselves. I remember once I directed Athol Fugard's The Blood Knot in Germany, and I got a card afterwards from a woman who had seen the show, expressing her surprise at how much she was moved by it. And the play centers around apartheid era hatred and a relationship between two brothers. And she said, I laughed, I cried, I had my eyes opened, and I want to thank you for that. So I thought that was one of the great compliments that I've ever received.
So that is a lot of heavy stuff.
Right. Well, I'm interested in one more thing
Yes,
before
yes,
we go
yes,
to our
yes.
fun stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not that this isn't fun. I have not been in a rehearsal room with you. And so I'm curious if you have any particular techniques or teachers or methods that you often pull from when you work with your actors.
Years ago, I was directed by Martin Benson, one of the founders of South Coast Repertory. And I considered that to be the greatest education as a director that I had ever received. At that point, I was a sophomore in college. And I learned more about the art of directing from him, just from his approach, his method of asking questions of an actor, rather than just simply pointing them into the right direction. Yes, you can say, I need you to do this, take 2 steps to the right, stop, turn, say the line, you'll get the laugh. And I've done that. But I find it much more inspiring for myself as well as for the actors, and then in turn for the audience, to ask the questions of the actor of, how are you feeling? How does that feeling manifest itself within you physically? Where does that physical sensation emanate from? And attempting to recreate some of those feelings. To me, it's all about reality. even plays like American Buffalo, which Aaron, you were in, it's very funny.
Mm-hmm.
But did I ever once direct it for laughs?
No, you don't. You don't. Yeah. You don't like to laugh. No, I'm just joking. No, you're very funny too.
Yeah, I instead like to allow the humor to emanate from the material, and it does work its way to the surface. And there are times when I say, if you hold, you'll get the laugh. So it's not like I don't do it, but I never approach something and say, now let's make this funny.
Right.
Now remember, guys, we're doing a comedy here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think I'm always in the pursuit of being able to tell the story better through the staging as well as through the actors, and doing whatever I need to do in order to make that happen. So I think that's casting is a huge part of it, being able to identify the right personnel, and then you just can't go wrong, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you.
Is it time for fun?
Fun. Okay. I deem this fun time.
Yes. Okay. I feel like I need to look magically different.
Okay.
Yeah. So the few questions. So first, dream production. What is it?
Dream production. The Lieutenant of Inishmore.
Yes.
I
You could have just said McDonough. I'd be like, yes.
I know. We were just reading the Couple of Inishmen, but yeah, there you go.
I've been waiting to do that show
Because
because it's not something that I can do yet. Well, obviously nobody can do anything right now.
Yeah.
But I don't have the technical ability at this point. You need to cut bodies apart on stage, and they can't look like mannequins.
Right.
It has to be realistic.
Yeah.
You need gallons of blood. But I think that the box, many might balk at the idea of pouring blood all over the stage.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
You need a cat, a live cat that's going to walk across the stage and
Right.
not
Yeah.
go screeching into the audience because it gets freaked out. And so once I can get all of these things figured out, then I'll do it.
Yes. Awesome.
All right, question number 2.
You got it.
Shakespeare. Was Shakespeare the sole author of those plays?
I've actually studied this.
Okay.
Yes, nice.
Yeah, a friend of mine many years ago, Dr. Stuart Robb, was a leading authority on Sir Francis Bacon, having been the author of Shakespeare's works. And he found all of these anagrams and things within the text that say this was written by Sir Francis Bacon and stuff like that. It went a little far into left field. Stuart was also big into paranormal voice recordings and stuff, so I'm not sure how much you can really put stock in that. I fall more into the category of, yes, I believe that Shakespeare did write his own plays. Why not? Some people say he wasn't educated enough to have written them. Do I believe that he had pulled from additional source material? Who doesn't?
Right.
Yeah, so, I think that's, he was the author.
All right, final question. Theater is alive, always has been, with superstitions. Where do you fall? Are there superstitions that you subscribe to? And if so, name one.
I think that in the theater, we create energy. It is alive even when we're not there because of the great emotion that is put forth onto that stage. We feel very intensely as performers. There's great anger, there's great passion, there's love, there's death. And I think that lingers like an electromagnetic field. And sometimes you can walk through patches and feel a sense of static electricity almost. That could potentially be behind some of the hauntings. I've actually experienced one or two myself. So I will chalk those up to electromagnetic interference, including the scream that I once heard that traveled directly over my head from one section of the building directly up to the light booth. So yeah, that was pure electromagnetic energy.
As a skeptic myself, to be honest, I could actually see, okay, that makes sense, and yeah, why not? But so that's kind of it.
Yeah, thank you so
but
much, Patrick.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. And I apologize for the car situation. That was, that was not a great idea. Not my best idea. But I was happy to at least try.
I love to be able to be in here with you.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed in that harem behind you, there seems to be one sporting a certain shirt. You might want to try on for yourself, sir.
Yeah, you might want to look around there.
Oh, yeah. Pop that bad
Ding,
boy
ding,
up.
ding,
Oh,
ding, ding.
oh, you found it.
What is that beautiful thing?
Just my
Wow.
size.
Isn't that amazing?
Now, you can certainly sport that if you so choose. We are honored to have you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, as a leader of our community, as my personal mentor, I was uninvolved with theater for essentially 20 years, and the first show I did upon coming back was with Patrick Brien.
Yay.
So thank you so much. It means everything.
We owe you a lot.
It's wonderful to see you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now we're going to walk backwards out of this room, so just stay put.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stay in my chair as I do it, just because.
And I'm not, because I'm going to...
Okay. Now I need to. Bye, Patrick. Bye. Nice to see you.
Bye, Jesse.